as a person, if you say pollution's a problem, you kind of look at it and you ask yourself, well, what can I do about that? And you say, well, I'm going to not buy food which is wrapped in plastic. And you start thinking about small changes you can make yourself, and yet it feels utterly pointless when your own government then ships it all over to like Malaysia somewhere and starts, dumping it there, and it ends up in the sea and whatever. And I don't feel human at all. Because if humans are the creators of this society that annihilates all of the animal species around us and trashes our planet, and really all we've become is slaves to big business. And if that's what a human is, I'm not that. So that's what the song was about at the beginning. And then Matt had this idea that we should film big bits of ice falling into the sea. I think it was from the lyric of Footprints in the Snow. So that was sort of the beginning of the idea, and we went to Rich to ask him what he thought. And he kind of came back with, well, Iceland's a really cool place to go. He played this game called Death Stranding and had this idea that we should be, doing something like similar to that. And so that was kind of where we started from. Luke and Rich are, planning guys, and they literally chose locations like using Google and using people's photos, and they looked at those, and then they started to piece together ideas of places they were going to go to create it.
Have just arrived in Iceland, and we are just about to start shooting, and it is cold. I think it's about -3 at the moment, something like that. I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Bye.
Oh my god. It is honestly the most far away from anywhere. It is a trek and a half, and then a bit of a mission on top of that. Anyway, this is day one.
We used a drone. We flew it as high as you're allowed to go. We then flew it higher than you're allowed to go, and pretty much to the limit of the drone. And we flew it distance-wise as far as we could go before it just turned around and came back. So right now, that's the guys up the top of the hill, and they are flying the drone somewhere out over here. That was probably one of the worst things for me personally, is the idea that we'd flown it out so far away, you can't see it, you can't hear it, you've got no idea where it is. You're watching a video and you're thinking, if this thing drops, we're never getting it back. And that great bit of footage we've just got just now has gone. It's a real heart in your mouth type of moment, because you're just thinking, wow, this looks amazing, this looks great. And then you're thinking, please don't drop, You're walking up the mountain. Oh my God, it's high. Look, follow for a bit. We've got these wicked spikes that provide us with light. And check that out. So look, here we go. We'll carry on the path, and you'll see like the lengths we go to create. Awesome. We walked up the mountain. We were walking on paths which were thin, and I mean like, a foot wide, and the drop to the side, you don't get it in the bits of footage that we've got, But you know, you could stand my house on my house on my house on my house on my house there, and that's where the next ledge down is. And then you could stand my house on my house on my house on my house next to that, and that's the next ledge down. And it's icy and snowy, and you're carrying cameras and whatnot, and you've got big grippy things on your shoes, and you're thinking, you know, please let us get up there and back fine. And then you get there and bits of rock from above you are falling down every now and then, and then you know, and then and then the director Rich says, just run up there. You know, and away you go.
So I'm like the intrepid explorer, and it's cold, and it's amazing, and the try and give you some awesome scenery. And that's the glacier we're going to try and film. Awesome. It's like bits of water like that. It's so flat, and like it looks like if you like put your face in it, you'd be like in that film. What's that film? Stargate, you know, like it looks like you just wobble into some other universe, you know.
One of the ways we've reduced our carbon footprint regarding the video was we realised really it was going to be a skeleton crew, which was going to be me walking around, Rich filming, and Luke was going to fly the drone and do the driving from A to B and basically, you know, be a mule. One of the things that does is it reduces the amount of people going from A to B, it reduces the amount of gear you're carting around. We really did everything on the skeleton crew. And then we offset what was left by buying trees, and if we ever do really start to make decent money, we'll offset everything we've ever done.
Okay, so that is a wrap on humanity. Day 3. Woohoo!
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We've moved forward again, and even though we've moved forward, we're looking already to move forward yet again. It's hard on a budget of nothing, but the more you do it, the more you know how to do it. And one of those hows is to go 10 times further than everyone else is willing to go. You know, you can do anything in life, but you just got to try hard enough, you know, and not just try, but do.